Hello and welcome back to 100 Yards of Football, Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and I'm joined today by Logan Landers to talk about the Atlanta Falcons schedule for 2021. How's it going, Mr. Landers?
Hey, doing great, Jeremiah. Great Monday. Amazing Monday to talk some football. We're talking about the Falcons here, our hometown team here in Atlanta. They got a lot of potential coming into this year, and I'm ready to talk about who they're facing and how many teams they're going to beat.
Well, I don't know about you, Mr. Landers, but I cannot wait to be back into the crowd over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium to see the Falcons do their thing, to watch all of the teams do their thing, and to just really get back into the crowds, get back into the feel, to grab a beer and a hot dog, to go out to the Home Depot backyard outside of Mercedes-Benz Stadium and play the games, to hang out with people, to see what's going on. Sometimes the players will be hanging out there. I cannot wait to get back into the fanfare and everything to do with the normal football season. So without further ado, tell us, what do we have to look forward to this season for the Atlanta Falcons?
A lot of hope is what if you're a Falcons fan, you're hoping that this is the beginning of something new, man, because they picked number 4 in this past draft. Wasn't a good year. They got rid of seemingly their entire coaching staff. There's a big roster change. You know, they got Kyle Pitts. You don't know if Julio Jones is going to remain there throughout the whole season, if they're going to trade him or if they're going to pay him. So you're scared, but you're also a little bit excited. But that's just an everyday life of a Falcons fan. Let's just be real here. Their games are insane to watch. They're always go down to the fourth quarter. You never have a comfortable lead, as you know, unfortunately. But it's all right, though, because it's a new season. 2021 is happening pretty soon. In the month of September is when the regular season starts. These are all the games that they're going to be going up against. So week 1 on September 12th, they're facing the Philadelphia Eagles at home to kick things off for the new year. I think personally, Jeremiah, they're going to go 1-0, start things off nice, start things off good at Mercedes-Benz, go 1-0 against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, who have a very good roster. But I think the Falcons are going to sneak through, and I think they're going to get the first win of the year. Matt Ryan's going to be happy to be back home in Mercedes-Benz. They're going to have, as many fans as possible cheering them on, watching him, Kyle Pitts, and everyone else on the Falcons do their thing. And I think they're going to start off the year on a right foot and get the win in week 1. Week 2, they go up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defending world champs in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. That's going to be a tough one. I think the Falcons might fall to this one, man, just because, look, the Buccaneers are absolutely stacked. They brought back every single player on the Super Bowl winning team last year. So they're just only going to get better. So I think that personally, I think they're going to go 1-1 to start things off. But hey, you can't win them all. It's hard to go undefeated, and especially with this season, with one more game added as well, it's going to be even tougher. So I think they're going to start 1-1. They're going to win against the Eagles. They're going to lose against the Buccaneers. But hey, it's the Buccaneers, man. They got a lot of stuff going on. So I think that they'll be fine. All right, week 3, they go up against the New York Giants, who have a lot of promise. And I think they're going to get the win in this one too, Jeremiah. I think that they can beat the Giants. The Giants have a lot of good potential. Like I said, they got Daniel Jones. They got Kadarius Toney as well. Their star wide receiver they're hoping to have from Florida this past draft. So I think they can beat the Giants. They have a good defense as well. It's going to be a tough one, I think. This is going to be a tougher game than people think. But I think that they're going to beat the Giants. They're going to go 2-1 to begin the year. Week 4, Daniel Kelly, if you're watching, my man, I hate to say this, man. I'm sorry. But they're going up against your team, the Washington football team. And I think they're going to pull things out for this one as well. 3-1. They're starting off hot. They're going to have a good start to the season. And the Washington football team, they are great. Don't get me wrong. They have a lot of potential. But I think that just the Falcons' experience and how well that offense is going to be, they're going to get past that and they're going to move on to 3-1 to begin the year. Only question I have. Do you what?
Sorry, don't interrupt, but yeah, that game is also at Mercedes-Benz, so that might be a good game for us to get the team together and go in person.
Yeah. Oh, that would be perfect. There you go. Just bringing up great ideas on the show. Gotta love it. Yeah. But yeah, that would be a good idea, and I think that if the Falcons' defense can hold up throughout this entire season, because they still haven't really addressed it too much. They had a few good draft picks, but they didn't really fill, all the holes needed. I think that if their defense can, hold par, and if their offense can do what they're supposed to do and score a lot of points, then I think that they can have a good year. But like I said, they're going to beat the Washington football team move to 3-1 on the season. And let's go on to week 5 against the New York Jets in London. They're going across the pond, going over to England to play against the Jets, who have a very different team than last year. Yeah. And Jeremiah, personally, I think they're going to get the upset. I think the Jets are going to win this one because you're going to see you're going to see Zach Wilson. You're going to see all the other guys they got in New York this past year. Zach Wilson's very confident for the Jets. I think that they might pull off the upset here and beat the Falcons. Falcons going to move to they're going to drop this one, but it's all right though because then they have a bye week. They can reflect. They can learn what happened wrong. They can move on, and then they can go. And then in week 7, they can go out to Miami and face the Miami Dolphins on the road against Tua Tagovailoa. And I think personally, I could see this one being in overtime. Honestly, I could see this one going past regulation. I could see it going into OT. And I think Tua is going to pull it out. I think Tua has too much. He's got a lot of potential, I think. This is going to be a good breakout game for Tua, I think, against the Falcons. And I think that, they're going to drop 2. But it's all right, though. But then they're coming up against the Carolina Panthers week 8 at home. And I think they're going to get the win in that one. I think so, only because they're facing Sam Darnold. We're not sure how he's going to do. We'll see up to that point. But on paper, right now, before the season's even close to being started, I think that at the moment, the Falcons are going to get the win in this one. And they're going to move on to the next game in week 9 against their rival forever, the New Orleans Saints.
Ooh, yep.
Now, the Saints, they got a lot to prove this year. Drew Brees is gone. It's a new guard for New Orleans, and it's going to be weird. It's not going to be the same watching, the Saints games without Drew Brees there picking us apart for 400 yards. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be rough, but it's all right though because I think that the Falcons, I think they're going to be able to pull this one off. I think so. I think they're going to get the win in this one. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Usually, when these two teams play each other, it's going to be, a tough game. It's going to be a high-scoring game, and I think that they're going to get the win in this one, and they're going to move on to Week 10. And VT, Vincent Turner, I know you're watching us. They're facing the Dallas Cowboys, a team that we cover a good bit here on the show, and the Cowboys. They're looking pretty good. They are. I'm not going to lie. They have a good team this year. If Dak Prescott comes back to 100%, that's great. If Ezekiel Elliott can, get out of his rut and do really good things this year, amazing. If Micah Parsons, their first-round draft pick, can live up to the hype, this Cowboys team's pretty dangerous, Jeremiah. And I'm going to give them the nod on this one. I'm going to give the Dallas Cowboys the win on this one. I know, Vincent, if you're watching, you're probably grinning from ear to ear. I'll give the Cowboys the win in this one. But it's all right, though. Because then they're going back home, doing some home cooking. Week 11, the New England Patriots, who have Cam Newton under center, Bill Belichick. And we all know the personal grudge against the Patriots. I don't have to mention what happened a few years ago. But they like to go in there, and they're probably going to try and beat the Patriots 50-0 if possible. But it's all right. They're going to get the win in this one. I know they're going to get a good win. I know they're going to be face the Patriots once more. And I think that week 11, they're going to be fine. All right, Jacksonville. Whew, we talked about Jacksonville, their draft a few weeks ago, man. Week 12. Oh, Trevor Lawrence and company. That's going to be a tough one, I think. As long as he's healthy, and as long as they got Travis Etienne back there, also their other first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be tough. I hope they win because it's the day before my birthday. I hope they get the win against Jacksonville. My birthday's the 29th. I'd love to see them get a win on the 28th. But it wouldn't surprise me, man. I think the Jaguars are going to pull this one off. Unfortunately, it's all right, though. It's all right. Because then they come back. They face the Buccaneers. And, they might have lost the day before my birthday against the Jaguars. That's fine and all. That's fine and dandy. But my birthday wish would be they beat the Buccaneers in December. The next game, at home, they lost to them early in the year, like I said. I think they're going to split this one. And the Falcons are going to get the win in this one, I think. They're going to be good. I think they're going to avenge their loss from the previous week against week 2. I think they're going to learn a lot, and I think they can pull this one off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, so then we're going to keep moving on here. Week 14 against the Carolina Panthers once more. I think they're going to beat this one. I think they're going to beat the Panthers. I could see another good win from them. They're going to Carolina, and I definitely could see them getting a win in this one. Carolina's been they've been iffy the past few years. They either been really good or they've been kind of middle of the road. So like I said, it all depends on how Sam Darnold is going to play. And overall, I think that the Falcons can beat this team. They should beat this team. And so far, man, they're still looking good on the year. All right, Week 15, winding out the year now, getting close to the end. They're going to San Francisco out there in California, playing the San Fran 49ers against either Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance. We don't know who's going to be the starter at that point. But whoever it is, ooh, man, I think the 49ers are going to get the win in that one. I think they're going to pull that one off out there in California. The jet lag might get to Atlanta going over that far. And I think that, the 49ers do have a very solid team. And I think that if it wasn't for a bunch of injuries last year, they would have been a lot better. It's just that their record slipped because they seemingly had everybody hurt. But as long as they're healthy, they're a good team. So I think that they'll be fine. They'll beat the 49ers. They'll lose to the 49ers, and then they'll go on to the Detroit Lions. They'll beat them. I have no doubt in my mind they'll beat the Lions. If they lose to the Lions, it's man, I'll be upset because it's right after it's December 26th, the day after Christmas.
Yeah,
and what a horrible way. What a great Christmas gift it would be. It's like, just beat the Lions. Give me a good win, a decisive win by a few touchdowns against these Detroit Lions who, they have Jared Goff as their quarterback now. We don't know how he's going to do. And they have a solid team, but we'll see how they do because the Lions are not, the world beaters. They're not beating everybody in the league. They're not a dominant team. They have good games, but they just can't close them out sometimes. So I think that the Falcons are going to get the win in this one. They're going to beat the Lions, and we're going to move on to Week 17 against the Buffalo Bills, day after New Year's, man. That's a tough one. I think the Bills are going to take this one, man. The Bills are impressive. They almost got to the Super Bowl last year, let's not forget. And I think that if they can keep with Josh Allen and company, that is going to be a scary team. I don't think we can beat the Bills yet. We don't have the defense to beat the Bills, but it's all right. And then Week 18 of the first 18-week season in the NFL, the longest NFL season. Yeah. I know all the guys are going to be battered and beaten up, but we're going up against the Saints. They can get one more game out of them. They can get one more win, I think, and they, I think, can beat the Saints to close out the year, get to the playoffs, and I think they're going to be solid, Jeremiah. I don't think they're going to get in. I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they're more of a wild card team. But they're going to do a lot better than what we saw this year. I really think so. I think that if you got Kyle Pitts, if you got Matt Ryan, of course, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, everyone on their defense, Richie Gant, and all the other guys, man, I think that they really can pull things together, prove that last year was a fluke, and show all the fans of the Falcons that this is their year. They're going back to the playoffs after having a very bad year last year. They're going to right the ship. They're going to be fine. Don't worry, Falcons fans. I got your back. We're going to the playoffs. We're going to the playoffs. That's all.
Hey, well, I think that is a great breakdown, and I see the Falcons like exactly what you're saying. If the Falcons hold strong where they're supposed to this year, and we really are able to hold it out, we're going to get there. Well, everybody watching, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share the video. Make sure that you listen to us on our podcast every single day over at 100 Yards of Football. You can listen on Spotify. You can listen on Apple Podcasts. You can listen on Google Podcasts or anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Well, Logan, I really feel like this season could be major for the Falcons. I realize that with the changes that they've had in the last season, that it could be felt somewhat like a rebuilding year. I know that, they've got some new players they're, getting in from the draft that they're trying to find a great placement for. But I'll tell you one thing, no matter win, lose, or draw, I am so excited to be back in the football stadium, to be back watching football, and actually just even watching football with the full crowd. That is a huge difference. And especially when it comes to football on the highest levels, on your high levels of high school, college, and NFL, having that crowd makes a difference. The crowd definitely can sway the game. the crowd can definitely make you feel a certain way about how the game is going. And then when the momentum shifts, there's something about watching the crowd shift with you. It's an incredible thing to see. So I am super excited to be back to regular football. Everybody who watching, make sure to tell us what's your most exciting moment from last season, and what are you most excited about for this next season coming up when we get back to regular play. Any final words, Mr. Landers?
Just win, Falcons. Come on, don't disappoint us this year. Yes. You got this. You got a good team. You got a new coach. We're going to be rooting you on here on the show. All of us here on the program going to hope you have a good year. We always want the Falcons to do well, man. We don't want them to be bad like last year. That we're going to forget that already. It's a new year. They got a new team. They're going to be fine. Don't worry, Falcons fans. They're going to do good this year.
Definitely agree. Well, for everyone here at 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio, I'm the producer Jeremiah Long, and this has been Logan Landers giving us a breakdown of the Atlanta Falcons 2021 season. We'll see you guys on the next live video here in just a few minutes.